What's going on, guys? My name is Ron and welcome back to yet another video. So today we're going to be looking at the WOS E70 in the Midnight Black. So first off, big thanks to WOS and Tony, Big Dog Tony, my brother from another mother, for sending this out to me. Really appreciate that, Big Dog. So today it's going to be a long one, guys. we're going to unbox it, of course. Then I'm going to go through and kind of give you the from top to bottom changes from the E70 to the E60. That way you guys can kind of know exactly what's new and what's changed. Fun fact, I was actually quite surprised by this thing. I do have to say the reason why I didn't pick this up is because I didn't see much of a difference between, looking at the marketing, I didn't see much of a difference between this and the 60 and or the 50, but there's actually quite a few updates, pretty much bottom to top. They have changed and fine-tuned and made the E70 the best machine it could possibly be. And I absolutely love this thing. But we're going to get into that later. We're going to unbox it. I'm going to show you some comparisons. It's going to be a top-down. I got a new top-down mount. So we're going to do that. It's going to be a longer one, guys, so just a heads up. And then I'm going to kind of go through afterwards, and I'm going to talk about what I like about this thing, what I wish I would have seen. We're going to go from there. So that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Welcome to the Captain Ron's Inc. experience, and run the intro. Alright, you guys, the WOS E70, the review is finally here. I'm going to give you guys a quick unboxing, show you what's in the box, and then we will go from there. So, let's just start off, shall we? So, typical fashion, new, upgraded WOS box. Now, they have come a long way from just having it in a cardboard box. Now, I have all the E7, all the WOS E family machines. I own them all. That kind of what helped, project my channel into somewhat what it is today. I am kind of like the unofficial WOS guy, if I could say so myself. I'm good friends with Tony. Tony is the director of WOS Tattoo, and he is the one that sent me the E70 for me to review so I can show you guys what this thing is really all about. I did pay for the E50 and I did pay for the E60. Just been working alongside with WOS in the shadows for the last few years, and it has been great, and it is paying off fully. So, like I said, let's look inside. Let's go ahead and look inside what's inside the box. And we have our new WOS hard shell zip-up case. Now this thing is nice. With the patch that is embroidered on there, this rubber patch here, real nice. The embossed WOS logo, black and purple. I love purple. Even with a little carrying handle. Nice little rubberized plastic zipper handles. Now, I just want to say that the E70 has been an accumulation of the trials and errors of the E50 and E60. I do want to mention that all the problems that people had with the E50 and E60, they listened, and that's what the E70 is. So, now up here is just another zip-up case. Now, I don't think these are stickers. These are more like promotional, like cards. These have some instructions on the back, how to adjust the stroke. If you don't know, the E-series machines are direct drive adjustable stroke. Now these guys are the first ones to do it. WOS are the first ones to do it. People like Easy Tattoo copied WOS. And here we have the this is WOS's like proprietary system, the rebound kit. We will get into this. If you guys have seen the E60 video, you know what this is, but this is the updated version made out of new materials. We're going to go through that soon. We have our Type-C cable. We have our official own WOS charging dock. Now this is for the 18.5 Panasonic batteries. This is a badass charger, guys. I've been using this to charge my vape batteries every day since I got this. Very awesome. We'll go through that. Top of the line. Been using it every day, pretty much all day, to charge my vape batteries, and it has just been rock solid. And Here we have it, our E70. It does come with two 18.5 Panasonic batteries. Now the size of these are 18.5, and the milliamps are 1900, so close to 2000. But it would go in there just like that. So, anyways, and then we have our E70 in the black. Now you notice the E70 doesn't have the matte finish. It has a smooth finish now. I know people were concerned about the matte finish on the last one with people say that it's hard to clean, germs stick in there. So they did listen, they changed it, and this is what we got now. All right, let me put this up. We'll get a nice top down of everything that's in the box. All right, you guys know this is what we got in box. Type-C cable, charging dock, the rebound kit with the tool. The tool is in here. Do not lose this tool. You're going to need that to change the stroke. Our E70 here in the nice, super nice black. It's got like some metallic finish in there. It's just absolutely stunning. Updated screen here. This lid has been updated. You listened to everyone's complaints and updated this. And our actual Panasonic 18.5 batteries and the 1900 milliamp. Alright guys, here I have La Familia here, E50, E60, E70. So we're going to do like a little quick side-by-side comparison here. We'll start with the E50. As far as size go, E70 is now shorter. You can see it has the new gloss finish, which makes it easier to clean. Similar size grips. People really like the narrow grip on the E50. And I know people like me were, when the E60 came out, we were kind of upset that you couldn't switch the grips out. I really do prefer this more narrow grip. Although what I do like about the E60 is this grip is tapered into the machine. So when you go to wrap it, you can just wrap here, and then you can see how the grip threads over the body of the machine. Really, really like that. But you can't have it all, right? But yes, so side-by-side comparisons. They did make some changes to the lid. I'm going to try my best to be thorough about each and every one of these parts. I started with the grips, and we're going to try to work our way up. I think that'll be more structured. I try my best to have these structures more structured as possible. It's not easy. So E50, of course, as you know, this was the game changer for a lot of people right here. It had this adjustable stroke cam here with the push rod here. Now they decided to update the E50 when the E60 came out because they said there was a lot of energy loss between here and here. So you were losing a lot of energy in the push rod here, and that's what made them go to the straight bar system, which you can find in like FK irons and such like that. I've never actually seen inside of an FK irons machine, but that's what I read on the internet. And then that went to the straight bar system that we're all familiar with, and we all know and love. They kind of reversed the cam system. You have your big piece of brass on the outside and your aluminum, or your big piece of brass on the inside, excuse me, and your aluminum on the outside. You back this screw out and you slide your brass, and that adjusts your stroke. You guys know what this is. And this is this piece of plastic here, this is the old rebound kit. You know, the springs come 1 through 5, 1 being the shortest amount of give, 5 being the largest. Really great system. This really changed how I use these machines. I like it on number 3. That's just so perfect for me. And then now with the E70, you have it's now a machined aluminum kit here. This little housing that holds the give system here. I have the 3 in there right now. I have it set to 3, a really short stroke. I like to shade with this thing on 3 and do some lines with it on 4. Yeah, a nice piece of machined aluminum. This thing is a work of art. I just love it. It's so clean. Looks amazing. And the rebound kit pieces are actually new materials as well. So since we're on that topic, I'm going to go over that right now. Let me grab the E60 kit. Okay, so when this rebound kit thing first started, or before it started, excuse me, they had this system right here, this piece of plastic. And this is what the E60 shipped with without the kit. And it just had this standard nub in it. I don't know what this one is. Yeah, it just had this standard nub. This is what hits your back stem of your cartridge. Wham, 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 wham. Like so. Like so. Wham, 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 wham. Losing focus again. Thank you for not doing that. And then we have our different pins here with different amounts of give. Let's see. Perfect. Number 5. So number 5 has the most amount of give here. It's the softest one. Now this is number 5. Pretty revolutionary. I have it on product showcase, so it wants to focus on one thing. Number 5 having the most amount here. So that is our nub here. And then when we press on this nub, here, that's where our give comes from. I say give very loosely, but that's the best way I can describe it. Give in quotations mark, it's not true give. And then as you go work your way down 4, 3, 2, 1, the less amounts of bounce back this nub has. So that was the first, this was the first iteration of the rebound kit. They have since updated it to what we see here now on the E70, which, like I said before, is this machine piece of aluminum. I do have some lubrication on there, so. And it even has this little tension spring on here to keep tension pushed down on that, which is something the E60 lacked. Something I didn't notice until I got the E70. But it has a little spring back here that pushes tension down this way onto the nub itself. Keeps tension on it tight, you know. The less wiggle room you have in there, the less loss of power you're going to have from drive shaft to cartridge. Let me get this cleaned up. I'll get this off here and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Alright, since we're here, we might as well, just in case this is your first machine, your first E70. Focus. Wants to focus on Magikarp down there. So pretty simple. We just take our screw, our key here, back these screws out. And that's what takes this out of here. Let me go down. Let me get this cleaned off a little bit here. Just going to thread these in one time, that way I don't lose them. It does come with backups, but thread them in there one time, that way we don't lose them. Something. There we go. Now we don't want to pull down on this drive shaft just yet because it has that spring on there. And that's what creates that down. That's what creates pressure down. If you guys can see it, but there's a spring right here. Little spring right here. That's what keeps the pressure down on the pin that pushes the cartridge. Super smart idea. Something that I would not have been able to come up with. I do have to say the engineering team at WOS is just killing it. I do have the number 3 in there. I really love the number 3. That is just what I'm about. Just the perfect amount. Now these aren't the easiest to clean. Best thing you can do is just be careful how you handle your cartridges. Just be smart. But yes, you are going to want to clean this thing as much as possible. It's not the easiest to clean. How I clean it is I get cups of alcohol. I clean one out in the cup of alcohol with a pipe cleaner, and then I throw it in the clean cup of alcohol, let it soak for a little bit, then pull it out, let it air dry. These are our new updated materials here. You just kind of thread that hole. We'll back it out. We're bringing it out just a little bit more this way. We want to make sure this hole is straight. We're going to push it out about that far. Now this took me a little while to figure out my first try. Oh, we do have our screws right here. That's gonna not help us. Want to make sure our spring is on there. That's going to keep tension, keep the wiggle out of there, and then bam, we just thread it through like that. Then we're going to take our screw. Now, whenever you're securing something down, you never tighten one down all the way at first. You kind of slowly thread them in one at a time. Now these sit flush. This sits flush with the machine down here. So if you have it sitting flush, that's where you want it to be. So we're going to secure that one. Secure that one. It doesn't take a whole lot of pressure, guys. Just a little bit. That's perfect right there. And then bam, that's our new updated system. Now we're just going to compare these side by side. And as far as looks go, just E70 is just, you know, crushing it. Updated housing for the rebound, updated materials as well. And the materials on these are different as well. You have like this brown plastic, and these ones have this, they're kind of a harder, more denser plastic, but they're just going to last a lot longer over time. Secure this, because if I don't do it now, I won't do it later. And then as well as the cams go, the E70 does have the more updated markings. It makes it a little bit easier to fine-tune your stroke. The problem with the E60 is it was just kind of vague on where your markings were. I mean, you're gonna be between 3 and 4, and you just gotta kind of hope you're at 3.5. Versus the E70 has these really updated markings here. Let me turn it the right way. Has these updated markings here. It's just a lot easier. It has marks for 3.5, 3, 4, 4.5, and 5. I was using this thing last time on 3, and it's fairly easy to adjust your stroke. I do know the updated the E70 to make the stroke change not as easy. I can't remember how to do this. Yeah, so you're just adjusting your piece of aluminum here. As you see, our aluminum shaft is what's connected to. So if we push our shaft down here, that's where our stroke change comes from. Up here is at 5, 4, 3. I'm going to put this back to 4. This one is a lot trickier to get it right where you want it. Now the only problem I had with my E70 is I believe mine was refurbished. I believe. Mine was refurbished because when I first got this, I was having a heck of a time getting this stroke to actually adjust. It's just really stiff. But, you know, that could also be just really stiff I don't recommend adjusting your stroke with this part down here. That's just going to end up bending something, and once you bend something, it's done for. I mean, you could always, I mean, the part's done for. You could always reach out, and they will send you a new part. But yeah, just don't. I'm just doing this. I'm just doing this to show you guys how to change the stroke. You can always do it back here by this. Also, it was the first time I had messed with the E-Series in a while, and so I was trying to move the piece of brass, which is a no-no. You don't move the brass, you move the aluminum. And then, so we're up here at 5. I'm going to put this thing, yeah, see, it just either wants to go to 5 or like all the way down to 3. That's about 4. This is our arrow. Yeah, it is scratched up, guys, because I was doing this, trying to get it to move, and so that was my fault. So we have our stroke adjusted. Now this doesn't take a whole lot. All it takes is like a little pressure. You're not trying to wring anything and bend anything. You just put a little finger tighten on there, and that thing's not going anywhere. Let's go back to the lid here. This is what they call the lid. Touchscreen interface. E50. Back when they first started this, the E50 was not. This was not completely waterproof. So what would happen, and it happened to me, is I would go to clean my machine. Water would get underneath the screen, and then you could see like water damage under there. What I had to do was let it dry out because it was just alcohol. Let it dry out for a day or so, you know, turn it back on, it was back to functioning just fine. Pretty simple. We have our volts, battery level. That's all you needed. That's all I need, really. The E50 does have like a hidden jump start, and if you hold these, that was our hidden jump start. I swear, I thought the V used to flash when it was on pause mode. But yeah, I do believe that when I water damaged this screen, it did something to my jump start to where it would throw it into protect mode. So I always just run with the jump start off. Just regular. Now E70. Now they did add some stuff to the screen. The screen is now waterproof. You don't have to worry about water damaging underneath your screen here. The buttons are still fairly touchy, but that's only going to be only thing you really have to worry about it being too touchy with is if you are when you're setting the machine up. So if you're going to open it up and change the stroke, I recommend taking the battery out and doing that. But yeah, so the screen is now waterproof. They added a timer, so you have 12 hours on this machine. And what happens now, if you hold these buttons down, it'll erase your timer. So I don't believe the jump start is still a thing on here. I will have to confirm back with you later. I have not needed a jump start for this machine so far. So another thing they adjusted was the speed. A lot of people thought that the E60 and the E50, they were too fast. So when I first started using the E70, it took me a little while to get it figured out because I knew with the E50 and E60, around 7 volts is the highest I would want to go. 7 volts would push anything, pack anything. So when I started using the E70 at 7 volts, it wasn't acting the same as the E50 and E60 were. So I decided to take a listen. So what I found out was when I turned on the E60, when I had it at 7 volts, it sounded like it was going a lot faster than the E70 at 7 volts. So what I ended up doing was turning the E70 up to 8 volts, and I got the same sound and speed going on to match the E60. So they mess with the speed a little bit, so it's not so fast at 7 volts. You can turn it up, turn it down, and I find my best results lining with this thing at about 7.5, 7.7, and then I will shade with it around 6.5, 7 volts, which makes it a little bit more, a little bit easier to use for everybody. But yeah, as far as E60 goes, I never have to turn this thing over 7 volts, ever, like ever. It's just screaming at 7 volts. Alright, so just a quick example of that. Here's E60 at 7 volts. I'm going to put this next to the mic here. Alright, here's E70 at 7 volts. 60, 70, 60, 70. Now, if we turn E70 up to 8 volts, we're going to go E60, E70, E60, E70. Did you guys hear that? Hopefully you can hear that. Alright, now here's what we're going to do. So around a whole volt is the change, and that's not incremental. That's pretty serious. So, but yeah, even with E50, I would find myself having to turn it down below recommended voltages to get to the speeding, the shade or the speed of the machine to where I wanted to shade comfortably with it. Alright, so yeah, so now they're just completely in sync as far as speed goes. Now I'm just matching that with sound by ear. I believe that's what 90% of people would do, so. Alright, you guys, so I decided this time I'm going to actually bust out the real skin and some ink and pull a couple lines for you. I got a mag I'm going to bust out, do some shading, some pendulums, do a couple lines, and that way you guys can get an example of how that looks. Let me know what you think. A couple examples of the E70 on some actual practice skin. I don't know what you guys get out of the inkless skin thing, but I feel it's helpful. But I could be very wrong, so if you guys rather see me do it on real skin, let me know, because this channel is a team effort. So I got a 12-17 curved mag on the precision here. I'm just going to do some quick pendulums here. Let's throw this in a little bit more, a little further out than I'd like. Nice and dark there. Try to turn it more flat. Space those dots out a little bit. A little better there. I'm going to bring it in super close. See if we can get a nice even spread here. There we go, nice and light. Now this is on the shiny side of the skin. They don't recommend you shade on this side, I think they recommend you can practice lining on this side and then shade on that side. I just was working on this for a little bit to try to get a little out of my comfort zone on some black and gray. But yeah. We'll rip a few lines with it. This is a Police 7. Used these for a long time. Long time. But then I had a Amazon package. I had an order of these from Amazon. It said that they were delivered and they weren't. So I never ordered them again. I do like the taper on these. It's a 7mm taper, so super long, but makes them easy to use, but it is kind of not as easy for me to get the consistent taper in there all the way, you know. Medium taper, you just stick them in there and they work. And these ones you gotta kind of fiddle faddle with. Alright, that was a 7. Now we'll just strip a little 3 real quick. These are the Napoleon cartridges. Absolutely love these 3s. I love these 3s because they're medium taper. You just can't hardly find medium taper needles anymore unless it's Quadrant or Cheyenne. These are awesome lip shaders too. I like these 3s as well because they're really petite, like the line weight. A lot of 3s I get, they're like super long tapers, and the 3s, the line weight looks like 5s, you know. I like to have my 5 be 5, 7 be 7, and my 3 be really petite. I'll do a couple whip shades since we're here. 6 volts. That's pretty low. I got it on 4mm right now. I probably should have said that at the beginning of this. All right, you guys, E70, the good and the bad, here we go. Super lightweight, super easy to clean. It can be softer on lower volts and more punchy on higher volts. The rebound kit, you have very many options. It makes it incredibly versatile, and also the stroke as well. Stroke is very adjustable, and it is one of the best all-around machines I have ever used, hands down. It does well at everything you throw at it: lining, packing, shading. Although I still do prefer to shade with the E50 at 3, just how I like to shade. But like my buddy Petar Manolov, I've had him on the channel here before. Super talented. He's one of those guys that you see his tattoos, you're like, oh man, how could this get any better? Then he does another tattoo and it's even better. Guy's super talented. Dude rocks the E70. Realism, just an absolute monster. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of show you guys what I was looking at that made me determine on not to buy the E70. So we're going to look at the website and, you know, the marketing that they use to promote the E70, so you guys can kind of get a clearer picture of where my head was at on not making my decision to buy this thing. So now I'm just going to screen record the WOS website and kind of walk you through my thought process. Brings up another dilemma, which is how do you promote the E70 without making it sound like you made mistakes with the previous generation, which has got to be very difficult to do. So I think that's maybe where they were coming from on that. All right, you guys, I just want to quickly talk about one of the things that they could have done better, and that was definitely the marketing here. Okay, so if we're looking right here, we have our E60, and this is the marketing that I went off of and whether or not I was going to make the purchase on the E70 or not. So I've seen the E60 here. And if we go back to E70, see it's the exact same thing going on right here, okay? The only thing that's different is the weight and of course the looks. And so that's what guided my decision on whether or not I was going to purchase the E70. But after obviously using the E70, I am completely like kind of blown away of how different it is, how different like it runs compared to the E50 and E60. And so, yeah, I'm kind of just kicking myself in the foot why I didn't actually buy this thing. Luckily, Tony has my back and he sent one out to me. But yeah, it's a completely different machine in my eyes now. So I definitely feel like they could have done better marketing the differences between the E50 and or E60 and the E70, even the E50. You know, because the first thing I thought is, well, they just updated the grip. I guess maybe people didn't like the grip of the E60, so they remade the E70 with the smaller grip. But yeah, so that's exactly what I thought. So yeah, I definitely think they could have done some more better marketing strategies. And what is so different about the E70? The size, the finish, you know, the speed of the machine is completely changed. Yeah, the lid's waterproof now. I mean, it comes stock with the dot function. The lid does the dot function, guys. I didn't go over that because I don't really use it. Definitely wish they could have done. Definitely feel like they could have done better on that. Let's look at that one more time. E60, you know, same old, same motor. E60, E70, yeah, just lighter. You know, same brushless motor, same RPM. So yeah, I feel like they could have done better on that part. I want to try this thing right here. Fixed 4-stroke. This thing looks cool. Do love me a good 4-stroke. This thing looks cool too. Right here. Has the actual spring here. I bet this thing's a fucking lining beast with bar needles. I bet. Yeah, whoever's doing these 3D model renders is also killing it. They deserve a raise. Cool. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys think I was the only one that thought like this. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys too that thought the exact same. I remember making a community post too where I was like, hey guys, I'm not going to be buying the E70. I just don't see a reason to buy it. And yeah, after using it, I'm messing around with it. I'm like, oh man, it's the best one so far, you know? I do like the E60 because it's a like super powerful, badass color packer, but it's just one of those machines, you know, if you don't get it first pass, it's almost not even worth going over again. That's just how brutally strong it is. And the E50 is a great soft shader. I love shading with it on 3. All right, well, let me know what you guys think, all right? So, like I said, marketing wasn't a whole lot to go off of, so that's what guided my decision on not to buy it. I am grateful that Tony sent this out to me because it has been quite awesome to use. It's an accumulation of all the feedback from all of you guys is what made the E70 what it is today. Yeah, it's been quite awesome. So I'm here to tell you guys that the E70 is the best E-series machine so far as versatility goes. It's like I said, it's the best all-arounder I've had the pleasure of using. But if you're more into like power lining and power packing, E60 is going to be the way to go. If you're more into soft black and gray, fine lines, E50 is going to be the way to go. But if you're looking for something, maybe you can do walk-ins. You don't have to worry about the E70 being able to lack any sort of. It's going to be able to handle anything you can throw at it. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, the dog was throwing me off my game here. And as some of you guys know, the E70 is not going to be the last one in the E-Series. They are currently working on the E80. They partnered with Maxon Motor to produce the E80, and I actually have a little 3D render screenshot of what that looks like, so let's check it out. All right, so let's take a quick look at what the E80 is going to look like. So here we have it right here, guys. E80. Now keep in mind, this is probably an early 3D model. Sorry, my dog is... Get a basket, they said. Bo, shut up! Anyways, this is what the E80 is going to look like, guys. It's going to come with 2 different size grips. Going to have different colors as well. And like I said, it's going to have the Maxon motor. So it's going to be absolutely radical. Anyways, you've seen these here first, so don't forget. Alright, you guys, that's going to do it. Thank you all very much for watching. Sorry about the dog. He is just full of piss and vinegar. E70, great machine, absolutely love it. Big thanks to WOS Tattoo for sending this out to me, especially Big Dog Tony. I appreciate you, my man. They're all on the New Year celebration, the Spring Festival right now, so happy Year of the Snake to all my good friends in China. Thank you for all your hard work. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think. I worked my ass off on this one, guys. It's going to be long, like you'll see. Worked my ass off on this, put in lots of hours. So make sure to show the video some love, give it some likes, give me a comment if you have any questions. I'm sure I forgot something, I always do. Let me know down below. Thank you all for watching, and peace.